this lesson, we're going to pull together a few remaining pieces of building funnels so that when we're building funnels in the future, we have all the knowledge available to us to pull it all together and create killer funnels that convert like crazy. So let's jump into the screen share and touch on these last few remaining items. So some of the things that we didn't touch on previously were being able to integrate forms, surveys, and more directly into funnels. So if we want to ask people questions whilst they're interacting with our funnel, we can simply add the elements that we want through forms. Now, I might have a qualification form that I want to drag in and stick here. It's going to ask me which form do I want to have this display. This could be getting a coupon code. Now, there's 1,000,001 different use cases to how you would use different forms in different funnels. I'm merely trying to show you how you can integrate it rather than specifically on the use case. Of course, what happens when someone submits this form, it can trigger a workflow and some other automation in the system, and it could also redirect. So when you've finished filling that out, do you choose what you do from the form builder, go to the next URL in a website somewhere, or just simply go to the next step? So you're starting to get human volunteering, interaction, and information as part of the funnel process, rather than purely just throwing information at somebody. Of course, there are a bunch of other elements which are worth mentioning before we finish talking about funnels. And if we look at some of the ones that we've used so far, we've used forms, headings, timers, images, bulleted lists. Let's look at some of the other ones. So we've got things like a map, right? So we can pull in, where we're located. Once we click on that map, we're able to look at, what type of map it is. We can search for a location. So I'm going to go for the Crown Plaza in Manhattan. And we're going to click save. And so then that map gets updated with what we're searching for. Some other elements of interest are things like ratings, right? So if we've got our GMB integrated, then our testimonials for the business will appear directly here. These are really useful for services-based businesses to have automatic testimonials and reviews coming through. Video elements as well. Now, as of the time of recording this, embedded video has gotten much more sophisticated than it was even only just a few weeks ago. So it's now the 23rd of March. Sorry, what is it? It's the 23rd of November, 2022. Video allows you to embed hosted video within your media files, and then within a workflow, you're actually now able to track the view duration. So automations that trigger and fire as a result of someone interacting with a funnel can now be even more powerful based on how much of a video they did or did not complete watching. It's an amazingly powerful new feature that they've added. And of course, we've got things like autoplay, speed control, full screen toggles, etc., etc. Last but not least is the calendar option, and this is particularly great for things like booking in consultations, free audit requests, and so on. So let's say you're a massage therapist and you want to book people in, you can display the calendar that you have already set up in the system to be one of the elements that someone fills out in your funnel. I'm not going to go into all of the elements, but those are my favorite ones. And of course, you can have different types of orders, 1-step, 2-step. and blog post elements and so on. So have fun building your funnels. The last thing that we talk about in our funnel lesson is the all-important split test. So once you're happy with a funnel, you then want to take an approach that everything should be treated as an experiment. So this is the control, and what I want to do is I want to create a variation, and it tells me that I need to add a domain. So that's okay. What I'll do is I will go to an existing landing page, and I believe, let's just click on this one, which potentially has a landing page where I'm actually split testing. There we go. So what I've done is I've said, here's the URL, and it's important to look at the URL, right? Because the load balancer that works out how to direct traffic from one page to another means that the URL is going to be different, right? So it needs to be able to send traffic to 8921, which is going to be this page, versus something else, which is this page. So you create the split test. You then decide how much of the traffic through the load balancer is going to be distributed to the control versus the variation. And then you'll get the statistical analysis on how many units, how many views have gone to one or the other. And then you can easily say, okay, well, let's increase or decrease. And once you roll over the one that you think is converting the most, and you would have a look at it by going to stats. So what you would do is you would see each version of sales coming through, the statistics on how many conversions, then the split over the two steps. So we're seeing the opt-in rate, the sales rate, and the earnings per page view being split. It would make it then very easy to say, okay, well, let's declare this as the winner. And it becomes the only page that traffic is then distributed to, and the variation is deleted. Okay, that is funnels in its entirety. I hope you've had a great time talking through funnels. It's now time to take everything you've learned and go and build a funnel that is going to be awesome and sell things like crazy. So that's it for this section. Hope you had a great time learning about funnels. We'll see you in the next section. Bye for now.